Writing isn't just about inventing new ideas, it's about engaging with what others have said and making it your own. Paraphrasing is the key skill that lets you join the conversation, not just watch from the sidelines. It's more than swapping a few words. It's about truly understanding and restating ideas in your own voice. Many struggle with paraphrasing, fearing they'll lose meaning or sound less impressive than the original. But think about how you tell a friend about a movie. You don't recite the script, you explain it in your own words. Paraphrasing is a natural skill you already use every day. Now it's time to master it for your writing. In this essay, we'll show you how paraphrasing works, why it matters, and how to do it well. We'll break down the process, define what paraphrasing is and isn't, and give you practical tools. By the end, you'll have the confidence to restate others' ideas skillfully and make them part of your own argument. Paraphrasing isn't a mysterious talent, it's a learnable skill. Let's get started and unlock your ability to participate in the world of ideas. You're about to become an active, confident communicator. Paraphrasing means restating someone else's idea in your own words and structure, while keeping the original meaning. It's not copying or quoting, that's when you use the exact words, usually because they're perfect as is. Paraphrasing is about translating the author's voice into your own, showing you understand the material. Simply swapping a few words isn't enough. That's patch writing and can lead to plagiarism. Paraphrasing is also different from summarizing, which condenses a long text into a brief overview. A paraphrase is usually about the same length as the original, focusing on a specific point in detail. Use quoting for perfect phrases, summarizing for big-picture overviews, and paraphrasing for detailed explanations in your own style. Mastering these distinctions helps you use sources ethically and effectively. It's the first step to building strong original arguments. Paraphrasing is a superpower for students and professionals alike. In school, it shows you understand course material and can weave expert ideas into your own arguments. It's not just about avoiding too many quotes, it's about demonstrating real comprehension and critical thinking. Paraphrasing forces you to slow down, process information deeply, and remember it better. That's why teachers assign paraphrasing. It's a proven way to learn. In the workplace, paraphrasing helps you explain complex information clearly, whether you're summarizing a report or presenting research. You can't just forward a long document, you need to communicate the essentials in your own words. Strong paraphrasing builds your credibility and shows you're an engaged, thoughtful communicator. It's about using others' ideas as building blocks for your own insights. Master this skill, and your voice will stand out in any discussion. Great paraphrasing follows 5 golden rules. First, fully understand the original text. Read it carefully and make sure you grasp the main point. Second, don't just swap words for synonyms. Rethink the sentence entirely. Third, change the sentence structure. Reorder ideas. Combine or split sentences, or switch active and passive voice. Fourth, keep the original meaning intact. Don't distort the author's message. Fifth, use your own voice so the paraphrase fits naturally with your writing style. Avoid the trap of thesaurus paraphrasing. It's not about fancy words, but about clarity and originality. Rearranging grammar and structure is where real paraphrasing happens. Always check that your version is accurate and sounds like you. The goal. Present the author's idea faithfully, but in a way that serves your purpose and speaks to your reader. These rules help you avoid plagiarism and make your writing stronger. Paraphrasing is about balance. Honor the source, but make it your own. Follow these steps, and you'll paraphrase with confidence. Let's get practical. Here are some techniques to paraphrase effectively. Use synonyms wisely, but don't just swap words. Replace key phrases with new expressions. Change sentence structure by reordering clauses or combining short sentences into longer ones. Switch parts of speech. Turn nouns into verbs, adjectives into adverbs, to force a new structure. For example, the professor's explanation was clear becomes, the professor clearly explained the theory. Break up long sentences, or combine short ones to reshape the information. For instance, the storm was powerful, it caused a lot of damage, becomes, the powerful storm caused a lot of damage. Mix and match these techniques for a paraphrase that's truly your own. The key is to move beyond the original structure and wording. Practice these methods, and you'll find paraphrasing gets easier and more natural. These tools give you flexibility to fit any idea into your writing style. With practice, you'll paraphrase gen sen stay. Arbor you wine stench, where you'll paraphrase smoothly and confidently. Watch out for common paraphrasing mistakes. The biggest is patch writing, keeping the original structure and just swapping a few words. This can be flagged as plagiarism, even if unintentional. Always change the sentence structure, not just the vocabulary. Another mistake is distorting the original meaning by using the wrong synonym or misunderstanding the idea. Double-check your paraphrase to ensure accuracy. Don't forget to cite your source. Even in your own words, the idea isn't yours. Proper citation shows honesty and lets readers find the original. Finally, make sure your paraphrase matches your writing style. It should blend seamlessly with your voice. Avoid awkward, overly academic language if that's not how you usually write. Good paraphrasing is about clarity, accuracy, and authenticity. Paraphrasing gets better with practice. Here's a simple method. First, read the passage until you fully understand it. Second, cover up the original text. Third, write the idea in your own words, as if explaining it to a friend. This read, hide, write technique helps you avoid copying and builds real understanding. After writing, compare your version to the original. Check. Did you keep the meaning? Is your version different enough? Revise as needed for accuracy and originality. Make paraphrasing a habit. Try it with a paragraph from your daily reading. Practicing regularly builds your skills for when it counts. Team up with a classmate or colleague to compare paraphrases and learn from each other. Discussing your choices deepens your understanding. Collaborative practice makes paraphrasing less intimidating and more effective. Let's see paraphrasing in action with a real example. Here's the original. The rapid urbanization of the last 50 years has created immense challenges for city planners, who must now contend with issues such as inadequate housing, overwhelmed transportation systems, and the environmental degradation resulting from concentrated human activity. These problems are often exacerbated by insufficient funding and a lack of political will to implement long-term sustainable solutions. First, understand the main idea. Fast city growth has caused big problems: housing, transport, environment, made worse by lack of money and political support. Now, let's paraphrase. City planners face enormous difficulties due to the swift growth of cities over the past half-century. They must address shortages in housing, strained transit systems, and environmental harm caused by dense populations. These challenges are often intensified by limited funding and weak political commitment to sustainable solutions. Notice how we changed the structure, used new phrases, and kept the meaning. Rapid urbanization became swift growth of cities. Immense challenges became enormous difficulties. We put planners first and combined funding and political will. The paraphrase flows naturally and is clearly distinct from the original. Always add a citation after your paraphrase. This example shows how to apply all the techniques and rules. With practice, you'll be able to do this with any passage. Paraphrasing is about clarity, originality, and respect for the source. Paraphrasing is more than a writing trick. It's a core skill for engaging with ideas. It bridges reading and writing, helping you move from passive consumer to active participant. Good paraphrasing means understanding first, changing structure, keeping meaning, and using your own voice. The techniques and rules we've covered will become second nature with practice. Avoid common mistakes like patch writing or forgetting to cite. Paraphrasing strengthens your arguments, clarifies your communication, and deepens your understanding. It shows respect for others' ideas and highlights your own thinking. Embrace paraphrasing as a chance to grow as a writer and thinker. Start practicing today. Pick a paragraph and explain it in your own words. Mastering paraphrasing is mastering the art of conversation, a skill for life.